So the psychology of cropping is that you have an area, we'll call it, this is basically the picture area, right? Where you're displaying some information for some people. And let's say you have 3 items that you want to showcase. Okay. The first is, let's say you're a cafe and you're in the business of serving drinks, and you're not only serving delicious drinks, but the service that comes with the drinks is amazing, and the decor of the building also makes people want to stay. So let's call this server. This one we'll call decor. And this one is coffee. Okay, so basically you have 3 pieces of information that you want to get across in a very small space. So how are you going to do it? So the decor obviously is going to be the background, right? So let's say you have a big room, a coffee shop, and so that determines where the photographer is going to stand and what is going to be photographed. So if, for example, you have a wall in your store that has the counter in front, okay, and it has a very nicely decorated shelves back here and with some interesting lighting that we want to show. Okay, so that's totally fine, and you can do that. And maybe you have a display case and so on and so forth. So the decor is very good, but in terms of size, where should it be? So, for example, if you have a server, decor, and you have coffee, what is the priority? is there is there a priority? Should they all be equal on the page? So these are some of the questions that you should ask before you start shooting. And once you do start shooting, let's say you don't have an answer, maybe you want to just try for all 3. Okay, so here's an example of how I would arrange the objects in a room to, let's say, have the server be the priority. Okay, so if I was shooting a shot and I wanted the server to be the priority, maybe what I would do is place the shot like this, where the server takes up the most amount of room, the coffee takes up a little bit of room, and the decor is in the background and it is slightly blurry. And so that would be an example of a shot that you could make. Okay. And then what about a shot with the decor as the main focus? Then maybe you're far enough back where you can see the decor, whatever the decor happens to be. Okay. And then if the server is only this big and the coffee is only this big, then you have a shot where the decor is the focus. All right. And let's see what happens if I make an image where okay, so let's try and have coffee be the star of the show. Okay, so if I were to take a photo where the coffee is the focus, there you go. You can have coffee in the focus. The server, you only see their hands, or you only see the counter there. So that's another one. Or you can zoom in to here and shoot it with a wide angle. So maybe what you end up with is one where the coffee is this big and the server is this big. The counter is here, and maybe you get some decor in the background. Okay, and so in order to do these different types of shots, you generally have to zoom in or zoom out on your camera. But I will show you all of that. But this is again what cropping, the psychology behind cropping, and why you would do a shot in a certain way, and what it means to have distractions. Okay, because anything that isn't communicating these 3 points of view is a distraction. So if, for example, you have a dirty dish rag on the counter, you got to remove it because it's a distraction. If you have signs on the back of the wall and you're trying to show decor, and this is not part of decor, you got to remove it. If the server is inappropriately dressed or is not communicating with their facial expression the thing that you want them to communicate, then that's got to change. So all of these things come into effect when you're evaluating. All of these things come into play when you're evaluating whether a photo is working or not.